What does purpose mean in business? Super common question, had it myself. Since we definitely need to have a purpose to do business, it makes sense. But sometimes people get stuck in it and they make it this fluffy thing. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my own purpose discovering journey and some things that helped me find my purpose along the way. Let's dive in. Hey guys, when I talk about purpose, I'm not talking about some college mission statement. It's like, we vow for the best customer service, blah, 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 blah. Not a fan, really hard, really rough, because it's fishy and fluffy. That's not what I'm talking about here at all. The purpose thing is very, very huge. In fact, I've had my most heated arguments with people on my team or one person no longer here. But the most heated arguments have come from these purpose questions. What are we doing? Why are we here? Why are we a company? Is a very, very key thing to do and have clarity on. But if you don't know what that is, that's fine. You're still in the right place. I'm going to share with you in this video 3 different things that you can do to help find your purpose, because it is important, but don't let that be the thing that stops you. Let's dive in. First way to find your purpose is to write down your values. Let me explain that real quick. I was at an inner circle dinner and I was getting beef. And I was standing around an island at a house. There's a potluck going on, and I was getting beef. And I was distraught with the very question of the title of the video you're looking at right now. I was like, what's my purpose? Oh no. We've all gone through that. And frankly, it means that you have a soul and that you care and that you're a good person. If you're like, I just need to make money, like most people don't ask this question if they don't have morals. So first of all, thank you very much. So this question was big on my mind. And I was like, I don't know what my purpose is. What am I supposed to be doing? I jumped ship. I am on my own. I'm solo. I went and I joined this mastermind. I'm like trying to figure out where the heck I'm supposed to go. And I remember Russell Brunson, he was standing he's on the other side of this island, and he was talking to another guy in our world named Myron Golden. And you all look his name up, by the way, a lot on my channel. Myron Golden and he were chatting. And Russell could see me. And I'm like, holding beef. I'm like getting food right there. And we sat next to each other for 2 years. So he looks at me and he could see something's wrong. And he goes, dude, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is. Okay, and I sat next to the dude for 2 years. I have hardly seen him laugh that hard. He just like keeled over. He's like, like literally falling. He's standing up, but he's like falling. And I'm like holding beef. Like, this is a hard question, and I totally get that it's yours, and that's why you're watching this video. And he like lifts his head long enough to answer Myron. Myron's like, wait, what did he just ask him? And he's like, he asked the purpose question. And then they both go down. And you might be like watching this now go like, this is a serious question. And I get it, and that was my feeling as well. I was like, are you serious? And after they both had caught their breaths, and these are like 2 guys I really have looked up to. Right, after they caught their breath, I was like, what is so wrong with me trying to find my purpose? Like, what are you talking about? And Russell's like, dude, I was playing in this game for 12 years before I ever found the purpose of being the ClickFunnels guy, being the funnel guy. I was like, 12 years. So first question, how long have you been doing it? Myron, right? He was like, yeah, man, I'm in my 50s. I found out 6 months ago what I'm supposed to be doing. And I was like, He's like, yeah. And then Russell looked at me and he goes, dude, you know the answer to this. Just go solve people's problems. And so what I said to him right after that, I said, is finding my purpose something that I design? Do I design my purpose? I'm like, this is my purpose. I'm gonna will it into existence. Do I design it or do I discover it? And there's things in this life that we design and there's things that we discover. Some things you have control on, other things you don't. And purpose is kind of a 50-50. You can kind of see maybe where it's supposed to go, but a lot of it is things that you discover on your way. So one of the best ways you can actually start to discover your purpose is to write down all of your values and the things that you actually care about. What are the things that you actually want to be known for? What are the things that you want to adhere to in this life? That's why I call myself the capitalist pig, man. It is a value of mine. It is actually written. And I say, like, if someone is not cool with capitalism, they are probably not going to be a customer of mine. Right? And now I'm using my values to drive my purpose. Does that make sense? Number 2, now that you have your values written, how do you use them? How does it relate to your purpose? One of my business coaches told me, he said that, Steven, you need to have your values written, and anytime you hire, you have to use it as a filter. He said your values should try to repel people from working with you. It's like, what? He goes, they need to be so clear. This is very different than like, let's make a mission statement, right? He said, your values need to be so clear that somebody who reads them, if they're like, oh my gosh, I am not that, they will literally opt out themselves. And what happens is that if you can use your values and you can use your purpose to hire, you end up finding a really, really powerful talent because they look like you, so to speak. Let me give you an example of that. And this is not to throw rocks at all. I really want you all to understand that everyone's safe here, emotionally safe. I'm not throwing rocks at anything. Well, socialism and weak people. But I'm not throwing rocks at any person, okay? I want you to understand that. There was somebody who worked for me a number of years ago who, we were on a trip. We were at an event. It was our event. We had spent 3 months promoting this event. Huge production. Cost me $100,000, $150,000 to run. So I spent quite a bit of money putting this event on. We did well, we sold well, but during the event, that was what was so weird. It was during the event. Every evening, this person would ask where we're gonna go eat out, what sites we want to see. We had gotten on a plane, we had flown somewhere as a team. He's like, where should we go? Where are we gonna go eat? What sites are we gonna go see? The person would ask like, hey, who are the people here we can go visit? Maybe we can take some time off in the afternoon to go do this or that. And I gotta tell you, I was so offended. I was like, we are on a work trip and I've dumped $150,000 putting this event on. I don't care about the dang sites. We're here for an event. The event's still happening. We're on evening 1. How on earth do you expect to go to bed at 6 p.m., which this person was trying to go do? And I was like, what? And they did. And I was like, holy crap, why did I pay for you to come out here? This is a business thing. Okay, now let me pause the story real quick. I told that story to my business coach, one of them. And he was like, well, what happens, Steven, is your values on what it takes to work with you weren't clear enough to repel that behavior. This person needs to know that, look, culturally, our values are that when I travel, I usually work twice as hard as when I'm at home. When I travel, it is full out. When I'm in event mode, don't you dare try and take my brain power away. I'm about to go drop a sale. We're gonna change some people's lives, which always happens. There's always a few that I'm like, lives changed. Don't you dare tell me, like, swearing's not part of my brand. I'm really trying to hold back right here because it really heated me up. It was like, you see what I'm talking about? Those are values. I'm not talking about like, we're gonna be nice, we're not gonna hit, we're gonna share. Like, I'm not talking about those kinds of values. I'm saying, what do you look like? How tall do you need to be to ride this ride? Does that make sense? What do you look like? As a company, as a team, what are your values? When you talk about purpose, this is very much part of that. What is your purpose? What are your values to get you there? And you need to use these as a way to hire and attract the correct talent to you. Before I show you the last key point, stick with me here. This is gonna be a fun one. Hey guys, subscribe. Hit the big red rectangle. It says subscribe. It is free for you. It means the world to YouTube as well as us. But I got this funny one here, guys. Okay, fluffiest mission statement you've seen from a company. Which company has the fluffiest mission statement? Put that in the comments down below. Okay, fluffiest, most corporatized, doesn't mean a dang thing, PR move. What is it? What are the companies down below that have the craziest mission statements? Hey guys, the third thing you should do with your values, and especially as it pertains to your purpose and finding your purpose, a lot of your purpose is something that you discover along the way. I'm barely discovering my purpose now. I've been doing this for, I think I'm on 7 years as being a funnel builder, 4 years being on my own. So just know that it takes time. That's the first major point I want you guys to take from this. As far as a final point here with this though, I want you to understand that you should use your values to fire. Okay, and I don't mean this in a really terrible way. Please know I'm being sensitive as I say this, but there's an individual 2 years ago that we were like, man, this is just not working out. And it's back to this business coach that was really helped me figure this stuff out. I said, do we just let the person go? And he was like, no, don't do that. He said, I want you guys to practice flexing the muscle of making sure that you are attracting the people that look like you, right? We're not gonna hang out on a trip. Does that make sense? And so what he did is he had us write our values down. So this is our actual company's values. Okay, and this is, you have to look like this in order to work with us, kind of sheet. Think of it like that. So when I'm interviewing somebody or when I'm talking about firing, okay, this is what we read. And so I'm gonna read some of this to you and hopefully that's cool with you. Okay, so my company's name is actually Pursuit of Profit. And so Pursuit of Profit, we serve other people, we are self-sustaining, we live our motto of get rich, give back. Meaning there's a few people who've tried to work with me who are apologetic about selling. Nope, selling is an amazing thing. Don't work here if you're an apologetic salesperson. Does that make sense? we carry this capitalist pig banner, right? If this makes you, we don't believe that money is greedy. We don't believe that money makes you a bad person. It just reflects who you really are. So now you can work on yourself, right? That takes away a lot of the scariness of being rich. Oh, it's going to take me and turn me into someone that I'm not supposed to be. If you have a hard time with the capitalist pig, we are unapologetically building wealth here, okay? We collaborate with other people and take extreme success and extreme ownership, okay? I'm not actually that involved in what my employees do in the day-to-day because they're all self-starters. They're self-solvers. They're self-sufficient. If someone needs my constant hand-holding, they're not a good fit. Does that make sense? We have what I call an insatiable pioneer spirit. I refer to myself as an idea pioneer. We are trying to farm frameworks that cause cash as a rule. And so that's what we teach. That's what our courses do. If you have a hard time with risk, definitely do not work with me. Does that make sense? And so I was talking to this guy. There's a lot more to it, but anyway. I was talking to my business coach guy, and I was like, we need a way to be able to figure out if we're gonna stick together. And so what he had us do it was pretty ballsy, okay? But he had us sit down, and as a company, we graded each other on where we stand on these roles, and we're like, we're gonna talk about the real stuff, all right? And it got real. We ranked each other. We're like, hey, I feel like you don't have a very insatiable pioneer spirit over there. You know, like, all right, hey, I don't. And we created a bar, and we said plus, minus, or minus. That's how we ranked. And if someone was more than one deviation away from the bar, we had a very real come to Jesus meeting, or those people are actually no longer with us. They don't look like us. And so that's how we use my purpose and our values in terms of the company culture that we've created. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually builds up your people for success and actually builds up your customers for success as well, to know those things about you. All right, one of our values is this capitalist pig movement that we're trying to push very, very loud. And it's literally, we call it carry the banner of capitalist pig. If someone is not a capitalist and tries to work for my company, or if they're not a capitalist and they try and become a customer of our company, it's gonna be real rough, right? I'm pretty in your face about it. I'm gonna burn with this ship. This is something that I believe in to my core, okay? And so does that make sense? And so we celebrate anytime cash comes in. And so this is actually a company culture with this. The reason we have this gong is that anytime we take this mallet, and anytime somebody sells something, right, it comes across on our little payment processor, ding, and someone grabs the mallet, and we're like, woo, sale! And we ring the gong. And we're like, yeah, let's celebrate the sale. That's awesome. And that's part of the culture we've created, but it's based off of a value that says, let's get really rich on purpose. I got a free gift for you. If you're a capitalist pig, go to capitalismswag.com. Capitalismswag.com, I'll put the link in the description too. But basically, you can get the shirt for free, the Capitalist Pig shirt, and show your stance, show that you like cash, show that cash is fine to go get, and that you need to create value in order to get cash. I don't have any gongs there, but I do have a shirt that's free. All you have to do is cover shipping, and we'll send it out to you, I think, within 48 hours. Go to capitalismswag.com.